Welcome to the weekly news roundup. This is the business edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to catch the show live. If you want to help support the channel and you are a writer or an author like I am, ProWritingAid is an excellent tool to help you in getting your writing solidified. Very much like Grammarly, only they've always had a good privacy-focused privacy policy. Using my affiliate code there, which is tlm.li/PWA, you will actually get 20% off a yearly or a lifetime subscription. You can also get a monthly subscription for $20. You have browser plugins. You do have some extensions as well for including things like LibreOffice, I believe. I actually just use the browser extension one for my writing and testing stuff that way. But this is actually an excellent service if you're looking for something else to spruce up your writing a little bit more. All right, let's jump on over into the news. Apple is changing parts of its app review process after the Hey controversy. That is the Hey email application. So we talked about this, I believe, last week. So as a brief summary, the Hey email application is supposed to be some new, Zoomer type email system that's supposed to be like cool or whatever. But then what happened is they had an app and it went through the Apple's original approval process. So like, hey, there's a bug, let's fix this bug. And Apple's like, no, you can't publish this app in our store because you're charging $99 and we get 30% of that. And then it causes giant thing. Microsoft comes out about it. Some senators are saying, this is a little creepy. Apple gets opened up and the eyes of government start watching Apple for antitrust, and Apple's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to approve your app, Hey. So if you were curious to check out Hey, you can actually buy Hey directly from them and then just use the app. Basically, we're just like Netflix argument apparently won them over. But Apple actually put some things in place. So they did two major changes to the app review process. Number one, developers will not only be able to appeal decisions about whether an app violates a given guideline of the App Store review guideline, but they will also have a mechanism to challenge the guideline itself. Second, for apps that are already on the App Store, bug fixes will no longer be delayed over guideline violations, except for those related to legal issues. Developers will instead be able to address the issues in their next submission. So they are actually, Apple did respond. So apparently these services like Hey that do not rely exclusively on a purchase through Apple will not specifically have to put this in place, hopefully, but we'll kind of see. Maybe Hey just became the squeaky wheel that just had to be greased in order to get the eye of Sauron off of them. And hey, good things. So this is actually the advantage of calling attention to things like this. This is what causes companies to stay in line. So good, kudos to Hey. I'm really not interested in your services, but congratulations on taking on the behemoth of Apple, and good luck to you people. All right, Amazon is laying yet another thing. Is Amazon becoming Google? They're like killing things like every week. This is the -1 barcode scanner. Remember this silly thing? I mean, if you got your amazing can of unicorn meat here, hey Alexa, order unicorn meat, confirm. You got this nice little barcode down here on that. Well, you can take that little scanner wand and you can just go around your house and just scan all sorts of stuff. And scanning the stuff automatically adds it to your cart in Amazon. Then you can be like, hey Alexa, add unicorn meat to that order, confirm. And then you can place yourself that order, and then you are on off with your purchases. So apparently the Dash Wand is going to go the way of the Echo Look that died, only like a couple weeks ago. And of course, they got their recycling program. It's like, hey Apple, or not Apple, hey Amazon, you should be refunding some of the costs that some of these people have. Not like, hey, you can go ahead and just ship it to us, we'll recycle it for you. Yeah. So definitely interesting, and we'll kind of see what happens with that. But yet another crazy, stupid Amazon product that went the way of the dodo. All right, next. Web scammers are now installing skimming software on web stores with Google Analytics. Since nearly everything is running this ubiquitous Google Analytics code, what happens is a hacker will get in, and instead of doing all sorts of weird malicious stuff, they get into your server and they just swap your version of Google Analytics with somebody else's if you're hosting your own or something. Or they're doing other things like this. Maybe they're redirecting your page to call their malicious version instead, which is Google Analytics, but then it also tacks on their skimming software as well. So if this particular code is landed on the shopping page, you're entering in your data, it's skimming stuff off, utilizing basically like session replay type technology going back. So if you are owning websites, this is something to keep an eye out for. Make sure that you are actually truly running Google Analytics, not some other thing that is masquerading as Google Analytics. And I've seen these types of hacks before where the hacker will get in, they'll look for the Google Analytics code because it's very consistent. They can actually edit your page to swap out the code for the real version with your version, and that one there will behave as a skimmer, and you don't really notice it unless you're really paying attention to the code. So there's a lot more detail about what they're doing here, but basically it turns the whole card into like a session replay that sends all of your credit card and payment information back to the scammers. So yay for Google Analytics. I guess maybe the moral of the story is if you're actually running this kind of stuff, then you don't need to worry about putting analytics on the checkout page if you can handle it. So I don't know. Let me know. All right. So there's a new Senate bill. This is called, guys, I kid you not, this is the Pact Act. I'm making up these things. The Pact Act. We've got a pact with the Pact Act. So the Pact Act aims to boost accountability for Section 230 without completely gutting it. I want to read more about this one. So my understanding at this point in time from reading a couple articles on it is what they're doing is requiring legislation that under the Section 230, a website cannot be held liable for content as long as they have a system in place to remove offending content. The question is, and where the political leanings are going right now, is some people are saying, well, these social media companies are pulling off statements simply because they agree with an affiliate position, not necessarily because they're actually violations of terms or anything else. And so what this act is going to do is maintain Section 230, but require the companies to have transparency reports to understand exactly what got taken down and why it got taken down, and this information must all be public. This is definitely better than destroying Section 230. You destroy Section 230 and all of your basic form and interaction websites are pretty much going to go away. That would be a bad thing for the world. But keeping Section 230 exactly in the format that it is right now, we have a problem in that case whereby some of these companies can behave politically under the guise of Section 230. This solves the problems keeping Section 230 while allowing transparency to see why 230 was invoked. And if that's all it is, I would be in support of that. But hey, it's a bill. There's something nefarious in here. I just haven't exactly found it yet. So when you find it, let me know in the comments. All right. Now on to our final story for the day. Net neutrality takes another blow. So Charter, of course, the Charter and Time Warner Cable merger conditions were set to expire in May. I'm sorry, they were set to expire in 2023. I think it's like April of 2023. But they're asking the FCC to instead end these May 2021. The two major things they're looking at is, number one is number one. Number two, the one critical for our discussion here, is the ability to charge video services more money to be on their network. That right there, guys, is the thing we were warning you about with net neutrality. FYI, we didn't see a lot of this bad stuff happen that we were talking about because nearly every ISP, both ISPs, that dominate 95+% of the market share and have absolutely no overlap of making a de facto monopoly for their regions, they have all been under agreements that they cannot do anything that would be contrary to net neutrality. So it's a perfect time for the FCC to repeal net neutrality and then say, hey, see, nothing bad happened, because contractually, none of your two big guys, Charter/Time Warner Cable and Xfinity/Comcast, neither one of them is allowed to do anything because of merger deals. Now they're all saying, hey, revoke that earlier, but we don't want to change it. We just want the ability to if we change our mind about not wanting to change it. Yeah, if this gets taken out, you better believe, let's see, they're asking this to expire May of 2021. You better believe that June of 2021, you're going to start seeing some more things. So the two conditions, they would weigh the options about any business decisions currently would not be considering. Oh, the other one was data caps. Something is in related to data caps. So without data caps, usage-based price or modem fees, and it has been involved in no notable disputes over traffic management. Yeah, they're not allowed to. But they're asking for those terms to expire. If those terms happen to expire, then sorry, net neutrality takes another nail in the coffin of its death, and that is something that we should absolutely be focused on. So these are the things that we have to look at. So there is our articles for today. Let me know your thoughts about this article and the other articles in the comments down below.